Welcome to Joy Yoga. This is a 30-minute power flow. We'll begin lying on our backs. Go ahead and get comfortable. And then bring both feet to the mat, a little bit wider than hip distance, allowing the knees to knock together. Notice how your lower back pressed a little bit more into your mat. Notice how you feel. Notice your breath. And then begin to smooth out your inhales and your exhales. Heel toe your feet back to hip distance, and then draw the right knee in, interlacing the hands below the knee. And then maybe send the left leg long if that's okay for your back. Continue smoothing out your inhales and lengthening your exhales. Bring the left foot back to the mat if it isn't already there, and then bring the right ankle to the left knee, finding figure 4. And tend the right knee away, and if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can interlace the hands behind the left thigh, drawing the left knee in, still intending your right knee away from your shoulder. Long, smooth inhales and even longer exhales. Release the left foot to the mat, and then bring the right leg all the way across. Send the hips slightly to the right, and then allow the knees to fall to the left for reclined twist. Arms can come out into a T, or you can cactus the arms bending at the elbows. If that twist is too intense, you can simply stack the knees one on top of the other. Draw the knees back to center. Square the hips. Allow the hands to come along the side of the body. Knees knock together, and pause. Draw the left knee into the chest, maybe sending the right leg long. Relax your shoulders down into the mat. Bring the right foot back to the mat. Cross the left ankle over the right knee for figure 4. And the left knee away, or if you interlace the hands behind the thigh on the other side, you can do it on this side as well. Release the right foot down to the mat, shift the hips to the left, and then cross the left leg over, allowing the knees to fall to the right. Arms can go out to the sides in a T or cactus the arms. Bring the knees back up, uncross the legs and center the hips. Allow the knees to come together, hands along the side, and pause. Bring shins to parallel, place the hands on the thighs, and then press the hands into the thighs and press the thighs back into the hands. Feel the core engage. Press the lower back into the mat, draw the navel in. Release everything to the mat, knees knocked together. Bring shins back to parallel, hands come to the thighs, press one into the other for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release everything down to the mat, knees come together. Take a big inhale and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Shins come back to parallel, hands come onto the thighs and press for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release everything down to the mat. Knees come together. Bring shins back to parallel and reach behind the thighs, and then begin rocking and rolling up and down the spine. Gain some momentum until you can come all the way over and come into table. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round the spine into cat. Inhale, drop the belly, chest comes through the arms. Exhale, round the spine. Inhale and exhale. Come back to neutral, curl the toes under, lift the hips up and back, down dog. You can pedal out the feet, wag your tail. And eventually finding stillness. Press more into the hands to send the hips back further. Bend the knees, look forward, step the right foot and then the left foot to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Stay here in ragdoll. back of the hands to the mat. And then bring your hands to the low back, interlace your hands, and lift them just 4 or 5 inches off of your back. Just to feel a little bit of sensation. Bring them back to your low back, switch your grip. This is your flip grip, whatever feels kind of awkward. And then just lift them a couple inches off your back. Release the hands back to the mat. Inhale, half lift, find a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into the feet, rise to stand. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, press into the shins, half lift. Exhale, hands find the mat, step back to plank. Lower through the knees and then come all the way to the mat. Release the toes. Hands under the shoulders. Inhale, peel the chest up for cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale, lower. Curl the toes under, push to the knees, and then lift the hips, down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, step the left foot and then the right to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, press to the feet, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat, step back to plank. Rock forward, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, over the toes, down dog. And one more sun salutation. Bend the knees, look forward, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, rise to stand. Exhale, hands heart center. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat, step back to plank. Rock forward, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale. Exhale out the mouth. Right leg rises. Bend the knee, open the hip, but keep the shoulders square to the mat. Square off the hips, knee to nose. Step your right foot in between your hands. Ground the left foot, rise to warrior one. So heels should be in a line, your back foot at about 45 degrees. Hips and 10 forward. Interlace the hands behind the back, lift the chest, and then bow forward, humble your warrior. Lift the hands any amount. Rise back up to warrior one, hands high, and then open to the side of your mat. Reach the hands up, then sink down into a squat, cactus the arms for goddess. So tuck the tailbone under, and then reach everything high. Interlace the hands behind the back, lift the chest, and then fold forward, turning the toes in. Allow the hands to come over any amount. Release the hands to the mat, halfway lift. See the top of your mat, turn all 10 toes to face forward, step back to plank. Now get a firm plank, so firm your core, and then draw the hands towards the feet and the feet towards the hand. Your core should turn on and you're likely shaking in this posture. Release, rock forward halfway, 3 push-ups for chaturanga, and then on the 4th, lower all the way to the mat. Release the toes, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, peel the chest up, lift the hands, exhale, lower. Inhale, peel the chest up, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up, lift the hands, exhale, lower. Hands come back under the shoulders, curl the toes under, push up to plank, lift the hips, down dog. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip, square the shoulders to the mat. Come back to 3-legged dog, knee to nose, step all the way through, ground the right heel, rise to warrior 1, hips and 10 forward. Interlace the hands behind the back, lift the chest, exhale, fold forward, humble your warrior. Press into the feet, rise back up to warrior 1, and then open to the right, toes point out, and squat for goddess, cactus the arms. Inhale, lift the chest, exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, reach everything, straighten the legs, interlace the hands behind the back, open the chest, exhale, fold forward, lifting the hands any amount. Release the hands to the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, turn all 10 toes to face the top of the mat. Step back to plank. Draw the hands to the toes and the toes to the hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Rock forward and 3 push-ups. And then lower all the way to the mat. Release the toes. Forehead comes to the mat. Ground the hips, then lift the feet off the mat. Inhale, lift the feet. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Curl the toes under. Hands come under the hips. Press back up to plank. Lift the hips, down dog. Lift the right leg, bend at the knee, open the hip. Square back to 3-legged dog, knee to nose, step between the hands, ground the back foot, rise to warrior 1. Interlace the hands behind the back, open the chest, and then humble your warrior, bow forward. Lift up halfway, keep the interlace, straighten the front leg, maybe take a half step in for pyramid. So keep a micro bend in the front knee so you aren't hyperextending. Reach forward through the crown of the head and then reach back through the hands. Firm the core. Bring a bend into the right knee and then float the left leg for warrior 3. Try to keep the interlace, or you can put your hands in front of you for some stability. Square the hips so toes are pointing down. Keep breathing. Release the hands to the mat. Kick the left leg high for standing splits. And then quietly step your foot to the back of the mat. Come back to warrior 1. Open to the side, toes point out. Squat down for goddess, cactus the arms. Inhale, lift the chest. And then exhale, try to come up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, lower back down, and then reach the arms high. Interlace the hands behind the back, open the chest, then fold forward. Release the hands to the mat, halfway lift. See the top of the mat, turn all 10 toes to face forward. Step back to plank. Firm your core, draw hands to your feet, feet to your hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, rock forward, 3 push-ups. And then lower all the way to the mat. Release the toes, interlace the hands behind the back, lift everything up for full locust. Inhale, lift, and lower. Inhale, lift, stay for the exhale, then lower down. One more. Inhale, lift everything. Exhale, lower. Hands come under the shoulders, curl the toes under, press up to plank, lift back to down dog. One more side. Lift the left leg, bend at the knee, open the hip. Square off, and then bring knee to nose, step through, ground the right foot, rise to warrior 1. Interlace the hands behind the back, open the chest, humble your warrior, bow to the inside of your leg. Come up halfway, straighten the left leg, maybe take a half step in with your right foot, and then reach the crown of the head forward while reaching the hands back, pyramid. Bring a bend into the left leg and then float the right leg for warrior 3, maybe keeping the interlace. Intend the right hip down to square off. Right toes should be pointing towards the mat. Reach the crown of the head forward. Hands come to the mat, kick the right leg high for standing splits. Quietly step back to warrior 1, hands reach. Open to the right side, toes point out, come into your squat, cactus the arms for goddess. Try to come up onto your toes. If you fall out of it, just come back in. And then slowly release. Reach everything high. Interlace the hands behind the back. Open the chest. And then fold forward, lifting the hands any amount. Release the hands to the mat, half lift, see the top of your mat, turn all 10 toes to face forward, step back to plank, and then draw hands to feet, feet to hands for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, rock forward, 3 push-ups, and on the 4th, lower everything to the mat. Release the toes. Interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale to locust, lift everything. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower everything to the mat. Hands come under the shoulders. Send the hips back to child's pose. Release everything here. The hard part is done. Smooth out your breath. Press into the right palm, lift your forehead, and then thread your left arm underneath the right. Release your forehead back to the mat. After so much opening, we'll counter that with this posture as well as child's pose. Press into the right hand, lift your forehead, and then release the left arm back out in front, and then thread the right arm under the left. Bring your forehead back down to the mat. Press into the left palm, lift your forehead and release the right arm back out in front. Pause in child's pose. And then press into your palms to come up and make your way onto your back. Bring the feet to the mat a little bit greater than hip distance. Allow the knees to knock together. Just bring your hands to your belly. Our quote today is from Joel Kramer. Yoga is a dance between control and surrender, between pushing and letting go, and when to push and when to let go becomes part of the creative process, part of the open-ended exploration of your being. If you're comfortable in this position, you can stay here or send the legs long and the hands alongside the body for final Shavasana. Release your breath. Release everything to the mat. And then when you're ready, slowly bringing movement to the body, taking a big stretch, and then rolling through to one side. Press up into a comfortable seated position. Bring hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.